I'm feeling stronger every day. I want to talk about how I've become stronger despite parental estrangement and how I know that I have thicker skin. And this has happened over 15 years. So this wasn't an overnight thing. There is no magic pill for this. And I want to talk about how we as parents have to become immune to the actions, thoughts, feelings, and choices of our adult children, adult sons and daughters. I don't want to call them kids because I just don't. I state it like how I feel it is. And so each of my daughters disconnected by the time they were 19. My oldest daughter left while I was at work, moved out, and that was it. And then my youngest daughter was still at home. Oldest daughter came back the first time after about 6 months, and it was the day that I was going to get tickets for my youngest daughter to see Taylor Swift. I think this was back in 2010, and we all got the tickets. I went and my friend showed up. We took both of my daughters to out to eat, and I confronted my oldest daughter at dinner, and I said, "I need to know why you left," and this and that. And she got up off from the table, walked out, phoned a friend, and took off. And I don't know who picked her up, but she got a ride back to wherever she came from. And so that she disconnected. So the first time she came back, I was very skeptical and very hesitant and kind of put off. And so then I ended up, my youngest daughter decided to part ways, or I asked her to move in with her dad. So there was that disconnect. So in a short period of time, my dad had passed, my daughters had moved on, I should say, and I lost my house. So then I ended up living with my mom for a time because I needed a space. It's, when you're going through losing a job and you're at loss of income, you're kind of at the goodwill of other people. So while I was at my mom's house for a time, my eldest daughter reached out and my mom told me, she said, "Your daughter wants to reconnect with you." And I said, "Okay, fine." So it was planned that my oldest daughter would come back, and by this time I was vulnerable, and I was I was at a very very my heart was just I was at a place of almost desperation, I should say. And so when my oldest daughter walked back in my mom's house, she walked in with her boyfriend at the time, and she walked in with her arms crossed as if she had this wall built up around her. And I literally started sobbing. I literally broke down. I was a babbling brook. I was a huge effing mess. And I was able to, she allowed me to give her a hug, and I just didn't even want to let go. I thought, my God, if I let go, she'll leave again. I was desperate. I was not in a good headspace. And so we went up to my childhood bedroom and we talked, and she explained some things, and I apologized, and I said, "I'm so sorry you felt that way." And she said, "I'm sorry I left, and it won't ever happen again." And we were together for about 2 years. We rented an apartment together for a year, 1 year lease, and then moved into another apartment. And it was during the middle of the second lease that she parted ways again and left in a manner that I said, "Holy shoot. I'm not doing, I can't do this again." And so after the second time, I said, I'm not doing this anymore. And so I had to build up my resistance. I had to let her go. Initially I tried to stop by her work and reach out and begged and pled and all that. And it was ugly. I had the ugly cry going on. And so then subsequent, she left. I had to pack up and move out and I don't want people to feel sorry for me. But anyways, moving on, my maternal grandmother passed away at the age of 100. Now this is now a number of years after she left, and now my grandma's passing away, and so I'm not sure if I'm going to see my kids. And so lo and behold, I told my sisters, tell my daughters that grandma's passing away and they should come at least, say goodbye. And so while I'm in my grandmother's home and she is in hospice and she's laying in an adjustable bed and I'm sitting at the foot of her bed, my youngest daughter walks in and sits right next to me. On the inside, I was a mess. On the inside, it was like a tornado, tsunami going off. There was a thunderstorm, and I was a mess on the inside. But this time, I held it together. And despite the fact that my daughter, youngest, was sitting right next to me, and she could not look me in the eye, and she would not make eye contact, and she wouldn't reach out. There was no "I'm sorry, Mom" or hugs or anything like that. I held my shit together. And I did so for the sake of the family. I did so for my grandmother, out of respect for her. But then she's in the house for a couple of days, and I finally said to my oldest sister, if she comes again, I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to confront her, and we are going to have a conversation. And my oldest sister said to me, if you talk to her, I'm going to call the cops on you. And I said, you might want to call them because it's on like Donkey Kong if she comes back. I said, we are going to talk. And so the second time I held it together, totally different outcomes. But I will never, ever, ever allow someone to have that much control over me again. If you walk out of my life, that's your choice. Because of you, I'm stronger. I am still standing. I'm thriving. I am happy. I am in an amazing relationship with a wonderful man. I have an amazing stepson. His girlfriend's cool. I have a daughter who's chosen me to be a second mom to her, and she is a blessing. I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still thriving. I'm still smiling. I still have joy. I still have that joy, 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 joy down in my heart. So that's the difference between then and now. If I saw them again today, what would I do? I have no idea. I've seen family that I've been disconnected from out and about, and they just keep to myself. That's all there is to it. If someone wanted a relationship with me, they'd reach out and call. I spend time with people who want to spend time with me. That's all there is to it. I had to get tough. Was it easy? No, there is no magic pill. But when you decide and you finally say enough is enough, and you nail that coffin shut, and you open the door into your new life, and you start to establish yourself again, and you create a new identity. That's how I did it. I focus on those who focus on me. There are people in this world that want you in their lives. That's who you gravitate towards, and that's all there is to it. So that's all I've got for now. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll be back.